It's an important season for the Titans. A lot of eyes are going to be on Tennessee, which is rare and probably dangerous, but that's just how it goes when a quarterback is drafted first overall. Cam Ward is going to be a hot topic for better or for worse. The Titans have ruined rookie quarterbacks as of late, but there's no shot Will Levis or Malik Willis have been nearly as talented as Ward. Still, the Titans don't have a good track record as a franchise drafting a quarterback in the first round. Marcus Mariota, Jake Locker, and Vince Young. The Titans are 0-4 in the first round. Ward being the rare success story will be dependent on the pieces around him that the Titans have clearly tried to improve. Tennessee had no issues spending money and getting some key free agents like Tyler Lockett and Dan Ward Jr. to help Ward develop. Brian Callahan needs some improvement from last season, his first as the Titans head coach. There's also a new general manager, Mike Borgonzi. There are a lot of changes going on with the Titans, and it is a crucial season. It's no secret what the draw for watching the Titans is this season. Cam Ward. Tennessee just drafted him first overall, and all eyes are going to be on Ward. He is fresh off of a great season at Miami, where he was a consensus All-American and the ACC Player of the Year. He threw for 4,313 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions with a 67.2 completion percentage and a 172.2 passer rating. Miami went 10-3 and lost to Iowa State in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It was the only year Ward was at Miami. He played at Washington State for 2 seasons and was at FCS Incarnate Word for 2 seasons before that. He is now the needed savior for the Titans, but the question becomes whether or not he's in a position to develop with what is around him. Now, backup Will Levis certainly didn't. He didn't exactly improve last season, throwing for 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Tennessee has definitely tried to improve the offense since and have made some much needed signings. The Titans were busy making plenty of roster changes. Calvin Ridley is the lone important wide receiver returning to Tennessee. He's entering year 2 of a 4-year, $92 million contract. He had 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns on 64 receptions last season. He did have 120 targets, but they were from Will Levis and Mason Rudolph, so take it with a grain of salt. Then there are a lot of new faces in the wide receiver room. Van Jefferson got a 1-year deal. He popped off in 2021 with 50 receptions for 800 yards and 6 touchdowns for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl, but hasn't been anywhere near that level since. He had 24 receptions last season for 276 yards and 2 touchdowns with the Steelers. Van at least has high upside. The main signing was Tyler Lockett, who also got a 1-year deal. He isn't the player he once was, no, but Lockett is a true veteran that will be fantastic to help Ward develop. He had a string of 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons from 2019 to 2022. He's reached 100 receptions in a season and scored 10 touchdowns twice, but he is 32 years old now. Lockett had 49 receptions for 600 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. It's admittedly going to be weird not seeing him in a Seahawks jersey. 2022 first rounder Treylon Burks is still there for those wondering, but don't expect anything. Not quite living up to filling the shoes of A.J. Brown. The Titans definitely made wide receiver a priority at the draft. They took Chimere DK and Alec Iomanner in the 4th round. DK had 42 receptions for 783 yards and 2 touchdowns last season at Florida. It was his only at Florida. He was at Wisconsin for 3 seasons before that. As for Iomanner, he was at Stanford for 3 seasons, including a redshirt. He had 63 receptions for 831 yards and 6 touchdowns last season. Now, those 2 guys were drafted, but the really interesting rookie wide receiver is Xavier Restrepo. It's surprising he didn't get drafted, but it kind of worked out. He gets to play with Cam Ward again. Restrepo was at Miami for 5 seasons, and the best season came with Ward. Restrepo was a consensus All-American after he racked up 69 receptions for 1,127 yards and 11 touchdowns. Tight end is the same it's been for the Titans with Chigakonkwo. He had 52 receptions for 479 yards and 2 touchdowns last season, which is just the norm for him. 4th round rookie Gunnar Helm is new to Tennessee. He had 786 yards and 7 touchdowns on 60 receptions last season at Texas. Running back, also mostly the same. Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears are back. Pollard broke 1,000 yards last season on 260 attempts and scored 5 touchdowns. The Titans added some depth, drafting Michigan's top rusher Khalil Mullings in the 6th round. He had 948 yards and 12 touchdowns on 185 attempts. That leaves the offensive line that the Titans have definitely tried to fix up recently. Left guard guard Peter Skoronski was taken in the first round 2 years ago. He played every offensive snap for the Titans last season, as did right tackle J.C. Latham. Last year, Latham was drafted in the first round. Center Lloyd Cushenberry was a big signing for the Titans last year, but he only played 8 games before an Achilles tear. Getting him back healthy will obviously help a lot. The other 2 expected starters on the line are recent signings: left tackle Dan Moore Jr. and right guard Kevin Zeitler. Moore got a big 4-year, $82 million deal after 4 seasons with the Steelers. On the other hand, Zeitler was a 2012 Bengals first rounder, and the Titans are his 6th different team. Tennessee has also signed some depth for the offensive line too, and drafted Jackson Slater from Sacramento State in the 5th round. The Titans offense has a lot of moving pieces, but the defense is actually pretty similar. There are only 3 guys who should be new starters in theory. Half the linebackers in the 3-4 are newcomers. Draymond Jones signed a 1-year deal after his time in Seattle. He'll play left outside linebacker. Then at left inside linebacker, Cody Barton got a 3-year, $21 million contract. And honestly, good for Barton. After his rookie deal with the Seahawks, he played on 1-year deals with Washington and Denver. Next to Barton is Otis Reese, who had 17 tackles and an interception in 3 games, 2 starts last season. He's back on a 1-year deal. On the outside, Arden Key enters the last year of a 3-year, $21 million deal. He had career highs last season with 42 tackles and 6.5 sacks. Xavier Woods should start at free safety after signing a 2-year, $8 million deal. He started every game for the Panthers last season, had a career high 119 tackles, and matched a career high with 3 interceptions. Longtime safety Amani Hooker is still there. He had 71 tackles and a career high 5 picks last season. At quarterback, the Titans have L'Jarius Sneed and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Tennessee traded for Sneed last year from the Chiefs, but then he only played in 5 games with 23 tackles and landed on injured reserve with a quad strain. Brownlee was a 5th-round rookie last season and played in every game with 75 tackles and an interception. The defensive line is all the same. Defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons was a Pro Bowl selection for the 3rd time last season. He was the Titans' only Pro Bowler last year. He had 76 tackles and 5 sacks. He signed a 4-year, $94 million extension back in 2023. Devondre Sweat was a 2nd-rounder last year and had 51 tackles and a sack as a rookie. And then at defensive end, Sebastian Joseph Day is back on a 1-year deal after he had 44 tackles, 2.5 sacks last season. There are 3 rookies on the defense as well: UCA linebacker Femi Oladejo, Penn State safety Kevin Renston Jr., and Cal cornerback Marcus Harris. And as for special teams, it's a fresh group with kicker Joey Sly and punter Johnny Hecker. It's a big season for the Titans with a rookie quarterback, and it's year 2 for head coach Brian Callahan. Last season wasn't pretty. Tennessee went 3-14 and started 1-6. The coordinators are the same: offensive coordinator Nick Holes and defensive coordinator Denard Wilson. A major change is at general manager. Rand Carthon got fired after only 2 years, and the Titans hired Mike Borgonzi to be the new GM. He knows what it's like to win. He was an assistant general manager for the Chiefs and had been with the franchise since 2009. The Titans don't need to make the postseason. The expectations aren't very high, but Cam Ward needs to show promise. That's the single thing that has to happen for it to be a successful season. Tennessee hasn't been good in a minute, and it's a different era now. A lot of it relies on Ward. Callahan and Borgonzi need him to develop, and it's fair to think that the correct moves have been made during the offseason to set up Ward as a rookie. It's not perfect and probably not even great, but the Titans are on the right path.